is Angelo Corradino. I was the, thank you. I was the former mayor of Manville and hopefully the future mayor of Manville. And I'd like to call this meeting to order and ask everyone to join me as we salute the flag, the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'm going to ask everybody to remain standing for the national anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this point, I'm going to ask John Graf to come up.
Good morning. Please join me in singing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you. A little early in the morning.
And that was done by our next senator of the 23rd day. Okay, at this point, I'm going to ask Karen Carroll of Brook to come and give us the welcome.
We did talk about getting a stool to stand on, but that didn't work. Okay. Definitely welcome to Brook. County Chairwoman Peg Schaffer, Vice Chair Zenon Christadoulou, members of the state or the county committee, candidates, honored guests, and friends. My name is Karen Carroll, and I'm the municipal chair, and I joyously welcome you to the proud and historic borough of Brook. And when I speak about pride this morning, I want to speak about I say this in front of the room. I say this loud enough that I hope it can be heard outside the windows. I want to say it loud and clear that I am proud to be a Democrat. I remember the campaigns of the 1980s when Walter Mondale and Geraldine Ferraro, who we just lost, spoke about an America where people who made things were valued as much as people who made money. An America where people who worked hard their whole lives without striking it rich, but they still felt that their lives were well spent. And a place where people would help the poor as naturally as any small town American community would help their neighbors. An America where we would give our kids an opportunity instead of leaving them with our debts. This meant that we would support women and minorities with equal opportunity. This meant that we would aspire for a clean environment, affordable health care for all, and ethical, responsible, and responsive government. That meant we would support teachers and education. That meant we would support unions and job creation. And that, my friends, is a profound legacy. Something to remember the next time you listen to your gas station attendant tell you he's voting Republican. I'm proud to be a Democrat. Democrats sponsored and passed bills that brought electric service to every house in America, clean potable water to municipalities throughout the country, an interstate highway system that was the envy of the world. I'm proud. Democrats passed Social Security as a safety net for seniors. What have Republicans ever done for seniors? Nothing. Democrats passed the GI Bill and education reform for our kids, our returning soldiers. What have Republicans ever done for education and for our schools? Nothing. Democrats passed labor reform and workplace safety legislation. What have Republicans ever done for the working person? Nothing. I'm proud to be a Democrat, and you all should be too. These are not just national issues anymore. Talk to any legislator in this room, any councilman, any mayor in this room about how they talk to the senior citizens and their fixed incomes. Talk to them again about how they have to make decisions on the failed school budgets, and have a third conversation with them about the roads in their municipalities and in their districts. Our party members work hard for our communities, and you should all be proud of our history and of our potential. This year we have great potential. In 213 more days, we have great legislative opportunities because of the redistricting. We have 2 freeholder seats open, and isn't it time for a change in that slot? We have mayor and council seats in multiple towns that are just waiting to be claimed on election night. Will you work to make that happen? And then there's one more thing that Democrats in Somerset County have going for them this year. We have an extraordinary leader. 3 years ago, she hit the ground running, and I don't think that she's stopped since. Raising money, raising our credibility, raising expectations, raising visibility, and just in general, raising hell. Please put your hands together and welcome our extraordinary Somerset County Chairwoman, Peg Schaffer.
I want to run you for senator. Oh wait, no, I have a senator candidate in that district. I want to run her for assembly. How's that?
So do I.
Karen, thanks a lot.
Sure.
And Mayor Corradino, soon to be Mayor Corradino the second time around, thank you. I was hoping that Chairman John Wisniewski would be here, and I do notice that we have Assemblyman Upendra Chivukula here, and many of our local elected officials. Welcome. It's always great to see elected officials in Somerset County, and our job is to make sure that there's going to be a whole lot more by the time we get through this November. I want to recognize Linda Stender is here also, I think. Linda's not here yet. Okay, well, she'll be here hopefully soon. Also, South Brunswick Councilman Charlie Carley was going to be here, and our candidate from one of the many districts that we now have in this county, Councilman Camarada, was also going to be here. I think he will be here later. As usual, this convention doesn't happen without the support of all of you in the room, my chairs, my regional chairs, Zenon Christadoulou, Mike Goldberg, who is squiring one of our candidates around, whom you'll meet later, Peg Glicklick, Ben Auletta, Ginny DeMarco, who has to stay home and take care of the children while her husband, the councilman from Bernardsville, is out doing good democratic tasks, and our lawyer, Paul Swanicke. The regional chairs, without you guys, I wouldn't be able to keep a handle on what's happening, and you've all been very helpful in locating the candidates that we're all going to meet today. I want to thank the committee heads for all that they do in running their committees. Information about their committees is out at the table in the hallway. And most of all, you guys, the committee members, the local electeds, you're our party's backbone. You make this county great. And give yourselves a round of applause. I have often said that we are on the crest of a blue wave and that we're going to ride it to victory, but mostly I was lying when I was telling you that. But thanks to Chairman Wisniewski and the redistricting team, that optimism is finally warranted. We have the best opportunity in decades to get fair representation in Trenton, and I'm really excited about it. There are now 6 districts in this county. Imagine that. We go from having a couple of legislative representatives in a town in the southern part of the county and a couple of legislative representatives in a town in the northern part of the county, I guess 3 towns in the northern part of the county, to having an opportunity to have legislative representation in Trenton throughout the county. That map that the Democrats passed is a game changer. The 16th district is competitive, believe that. We've gained the Princetons in South Brunswick and lost the predominantly Republican Somerset Hills towns. Our current Republican legislators will have to campaign as unknowns in most of their districts. In District 23, our Democrats are running against ultra-conservatives. They're not going to be palatable to the moderate Republicans in this county. So we have an opportunity in 23 as well, one that we couldn't even imagine. And at the county freeholder level, wait till you meet those guys. We're running an impressive newcomer who's the chair of the Young Democrats in Somerset County and a seasoned trial attorney against a very, what I say on occasion, we may be on the news, so maybe I won't say, but Peter Palmer's time has passed. And Mr. Zabrowski was elected to that position simply because he was a Republican in a Republican town. We're going to change that with the candidates we're offering you this year. And if that's not going to be enough fun, we have 7, count them, 7 mayoral contests in this county that are winnable. You'll hear from them later, and you'll be really excited about what we've got. For example, we're running Mayor Corradino again. We're running soon to be Mayor Prenzatelli. And as we go through the towns, you'll see how many very talented, impressive people we're putting up. With the congressional Republican agenda, and Karen talked about this a little bit, and the guy I call CC, or sometimes Falstaff at Drumthwacket, in charge here in New Jersey, we need to ramp up the fight. Our health, our children, our environment, and our reproductive freedom is at risk. I've said it before, we're one of the wealthiest, we're the smartest, we really need to get to the point where we're the brightest. And we can make that happen this year. So, with that said, before we go, there was a very dedicated public servant, a good friend and a good man we lost this month. I'd like to have a moment of silence for Congressman John Adler. He was just a tremendous fellow. He's going to be sorely missed, and he's missed in Washington already. And just take a moment to recognize him, please. All right, thank you. Joe, I just want to make sure there's nobody at this time. I would have called upon people who aren't running for office, who are elected officials outside this county, someone from the state committee. Nobody here. Okay. We know that Congressman Pallone is busy. He did promise to come. Congressman Holt was coming, but they were still voting at midnight last night, so I'm guessing that they're not going to show up. If they do show up, we'll hear from them. So let's move on to the business at hand. We're going to start with District 17, and I'm going to ask Councilman Rajiv Prasad to come to the podium.
Okay, District 17. It's my pleasure and honor and privilege to nominate Senator Bob Smith, Assemblyman Joe Egan, and Assemblyman Upendra Chivukula for the 17th District. And they have done a yeoman's job representing our district for the longest time, and it's been a great run, and I think we're going to continue it. They're the top of our ticket in Franklin, in District 17, and I think we'll be represented, and we expect great things to happen, and the entire ticket to go blue.
Thank you, Councilman. Do we have a second from District 17?
I'll second that, Chairwoman.
Are there any other nominations?
Because I don't think you need a second for a nomination.
Yes, I do. I read never mind. Robert Rules of Order this morning before I came here. Are there any other nominations?
No, good lawyer.
All right, can I have a motion to close nominations for District 17?
So moved.
Okay. Yeah, you've heard the nominations made and seconded, and nominations are closed. And I have a vote again from District 17 in favor of that slate. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Let's hear from Upendra Chivukula.
Thank you very much. I just wanted to thank our county chair, Schaffer, and also my Franklin Township chairman, Joe Danielson, and also Rajiv Prasad, councilman, for nominating me for this opportunity. I have been in the state legislature for the last 10 years. I'm ending the 10th year this year. And what a 10 years. You know, when you get into the legislature, and we had a Democratic governor, we have several Democratic governors, and finally, I think as the chairwoman said, we have a CC. CC in Spanish means yes, yes, but I would say no, no, because this governor has been really terrible for anybody who is middle class, anybody that is working class. He's against the labor. He has really mistreated the teachers by vilifying them, saying that they are the enemies of, and created such a havoc. And then when we listen to President Obama saying that we need to recruit 100,000 new teachers, and who in their right mind would become teachers in this state with this type of criticism that the teachers are facing. Also the state workers. Right now we are in the midst of the budget battle that is going on. We've got tremendous cuts for the Medicaid, and also the union, whether it's the negotiated health benefits and pension benefits. We have lots of tough issues that we are handling. And I just want to let you know that I got my start from Somerset County, and nobody thought that Somerset County will have a Democratic legislator from Somerset County, and I happen to be the first in a long time. And I'm very proud. I mean, as Karen was saying about people say all the good things the Democrats have done, but we take a lot of criticism, saying that, oh, Democrats tax and spend, and if you look at the George W. Bush administration, they really took the surplus and they ran it into a large deficit. And look at that. Last night until midnight there was about to be a shutdown, a problem with the shutdown. That's a major problem. I think we have to be proud that we are Democrats. We have to get our message out. I mean, we got to tweak it, because the people, we have a Tea Party out there, and a lot of the people are saying, constantly bashing, whether it's 101.5 or the Fox News, constantly attacking the president and various congressmen and women and senators at the local level, at the state level. A lot of criticism that is being given to Democrats. But we have to arm ourselves with the facts, so that way we can argue and have a true discussion about what the issues are, what the Democrats have done, what the Democratic record has been for many, many years. And that's the thing we need to do. And so I want to work with all the candidates, making sure that whatever way we can help you from Trenton, we're willing to help you. Also, Senator Bob Smith could not be here today because of prior commitment. Also, Assemblyman Egan could not be here. So I just want to accept this nomination on behalf of Senator Bob Smith and Assemblyman Egan. So that way we are going to work hard, and we're going to help. I mean, we're going to work with our chairwoman, Peg Schaffer, and see how we can help the other candidates. I like what I saw when I saw the 16th district, even though she wanted to take the Franklin and put it in the 16th district. But it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I no problem. As long as we got more, now we have more opportunities, and if we can get the candidates trained and help them raise money. I think money is a key thing, because we got to get the word out in a very short time. And so you got to get the message out, and also make sure that we are a viable candidate. Right now, the atmosphere is that you got the Tea Parties are going to create a lot of problems. We got to be prepared for that. I thought they were only interested in Washington and Congress, but they are local. I mean, if you saw the Tea Party map, So as Nathan Rudy was pointing it to me, they put Franklin along with North Plainfield. So they really gerrymandered it that way. So I think we do have a good opportunity, and we can make it great by winning more candidates. Thank you very much, and God bless.
I just remembered that the reason Congressman Frank Pallone isn't here has something to do with Upendra Chivukula. At our St. Patty's Day party, some of you were there. He asked Frank where his checkbook was. He's very serious about helping us raise money, and we appreciate having him as our sole resident elected legislator in this county. And with that checkbook, yours and his, Assemblyman, we should be fine. I'm told that the 16th district candidates are running a little bit late, so we are going to move on. See, do we have anybody from the 22nd district yet? No. The 21st district. I'm going to call upon, I'm not even sure she knows that she's going to be called upon yet, but I'm calling upon soon-to-be Councilwoman Bonnie Diehl. Would you come up here, please, to the podium and nominate the 20 candidates for the 21st district?
On the spot here, but ever willing to take the microphone. I'm very pleased to be nominating Senator Paul Swanicke.
It's good. No, he's not a senator yet, but that's...
I mean, for Senate, Paul Swanicke. Oh, we can get used to calling him Senator. For District 21, and also for Assembly, nominating Norman Albert and Bruce Bergen.
Mr. Danielson, listen to me. Do we have a second for that nomination?
I'll second that.
So, but you don't count. I need a second. I need a second from the 21st district.
I second one.
Thank you. Any other nominations for that district? I get a motion to close nominations?
So moved.
All in favor of Paul Swanicke, soon to be Senator Paul Swanicke, Assemblyman Norman Alpert, and Assemblyman Bruce Bergen, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, I'd like to invite Paul Swanicke to the microphone.
Thank you very much, Chairman Schaffer, and everybody that's here today. It's really an honor to be nominated to run against somebody like Tom Kane for Senate. When Peg Schaffer called me up, I was sort of in disbelief, but I want to help all I can, and so basically what I did, I said, yeah, and I think I'm going to have a lot of fun. I ran for office a couple of times. I ran for Freeholder in 1997. I ran for Township Committee, and it was a couple of years after that. And I got to tell you, I had more fun running for office than I've ever had in my life. It's really a great thing to do. And I'm running for state senate to give also people a choice in this party of between a yes party and a no party. Basically, the Republican Party has been anti-education. They've been anti-public education. I think they're pro-private school education, but they've been definitely anti-public education. They're anti-union. They're anti-poor. They're anti-health care reform. They're anti-freedom of choice. They're anti-people in general. New Jersey is a great place. I mean, we have a wonderful and diverse state. I've had the opportunity of living in other states when I went to college, when I went to law school. I worked in Chicago after I graduated from law school. But I came back to New Jersey because I think New Jersey is the greatest place to live. It's where I wanted to raise my family. And it really has everything. It's a diverse state. It's got a great educational system, although obviously I think we can make it better. And our current governor and our current officials want to tear that system down. by going after the teachers. And I mean, of all people to go after, who do you not want to go after? You want to support the teachers. I don't know about you, but whenever a teacher called me up and said my child was not doing well or was misbehaving, I mean, I always took the side of the teacher. I never took my kid's side. I think that's what we need to do. I mean, it's unbelievable that somebody would go after teachers and make teachers the scapegoat in this environment. So, what else does New Jersey have to offer? We've got a great educational system. We have a diverse community. We've got great transportation. We've got great access to really the greatest city in the world is New York City. And we have everything here. And with the economy the way it's been, we've had a rough few years, but the people in the state can really make things can do a lot better and make things a lot better as we go along. So what I want to do is I want to be a guy that's not going to be out there pointing fingers. What I want to do is I want to treat people the right way, do the right thing for the people that are less fortunate than us. And I think really the mark of a great society is not how you treat people that have things, but how you treat the people that don't have things. And that's why I'm running. Thank you.
I understand that soon-to-be Assemblyman Bruce Bergen is also here. Mr. Bergen.
Thank you for inviting me here from Union County. I'm here on behalf of myself and Norm Albert, who is the other Assembly candidate. We're looking forward to working hard with Paul. I'm not going to repeat what he said. I think we all know what the issues are. I think we all know which side of the issues we want our candidates to be on. Norman and I have both been active in Union County for many, many years. This is not the first time we're taking on the Republicans in the 21st District. We're looking forward to working with your local candidates, your county candidates, and working towards victory in November. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're doing well so far. Is there anyone here from the 25th District? I'm talking about candidates. I don't think they're here yet. I know I've got somebody who's elected in the 25th. Let's do the 23rd District. I'd like to call upon Charles Adler.
Welcome. 23rd District is new for me. Last week I was in the 16th, so welcome. I'd like to nominate for our state senate candidate from the 23rd District, Reverend John Graf Jr. And for assembly, I'd like to nominate Scott McDonald. The other assembly seat at this point, we're still working on. So with that,
We'll get a nomination.
can we
Can we have a second on those nominations?
Second.
Are there any other nominations? And in particular, I'd like to hear a nomination for someone who lives in the new 23rd District, who hasn't yet. I see Councilman Auletta just walked in the door. I see Karen Carroll's here. Is there anybody who'd like to nominate someone who lives in Bound Brook or Bedminster or South Bound Brook?
PPAC?
No, they're not. No, PPAC's not there. Bridgewater.
I have a list.
I do too. I'm listening.
Peg, you're stuck on your back.
Ah,
You mentioned someone who's very dear to my heart, who you all heard speak today. I've known Karen Carroll for for many, many, many years. My first contact with her was a long time ago when she ran a very, very, very good campaign for the U.S. Congress. She should have won. She's a quality person. She has demonstrated over and over again her dedication to the party, to good government, and to helping people. She has been one of the most active local, I guess we'll call them politicians, that I have ever run into. She's a very honest person. She's a very intelligent person. She understands issues. She studies hard. She doesn't just talk, but she talks with facts. And I would be so proud to have her represent us in the 23rd District. So at this point, I would like to nominate, very respectfully and very proudly, Karen Carroll.
Can we get a second on that nomination? Second. So now we have an amended slate. The slate who is now, I guess we ought to check with Karen. Karen, are you prepared to accept the nomination? Because we're going to call you up here to do it in a minute.
Well, I wasn't really. I have other people. I'm not sure whether I heard her say yes, but I think we all said yes, so that's a done deal, right? All in the 23rd District in favor of the slate of John Graf, Scott McDonald, and Karen Carroll. Please say aye. Aye. Any opposition? 22nd degrees. 22nd, 16 degrees, 23 degrees. I'd like to call upon Reverend John Graf Jr.
There you go. Well, like the others that came in here and said, Peg called me. You know when you get a Peg call? Well, actually, Charles called me and said, John, let's meet over at the Plucky. So I walk in and I'm meeting Charles, and then I looked over and there was Peg. I thought, oh, there's something cooking in Bedminster. But you know what? When she said that, I sort of perked up because I wasn't going to run this year. I ran last year, had a spirited race in Bedminster. We won more votes than we have in a long time, and it was just fun. So I said to Peg, you know what? This could be fun. Because the one reason that I want to run is one word: bullyism. And right now in New Jersey, we have bullyism going on in Trenton, led by the biggest bully there is in the nation. In the nation. People, his favoritism, of people outside the state, because, he's taking on unions and taking on, teachers and taking on police. But you know what? You can take them on. But when it comes time to be voted on again, there's going to be a different test and result. Because people are going to wake up and they're going to say, this is just unacceptable. So I look at the person that I've been asked to run against, Michael Doherty. Of course, the Republicans in Somerset County, some of them who are my friends, are quick. He's quickly going to be speaking at that ELC luncheon at Verve, and if anybody wants to have lunch at Verve Friday at 11:30, I'm going to remind Mr. Doherty that this is my home turf. He's coming to Somerset County. And those Republicans in Somerville and the county that quickly brought him in because they want to introduce him, he's still going to be that ultra-conservative from God's country up there. But this God-loving person is also going to go up into God's country, because I'm proud of who I am, and I don't have to tell you folks, you know who I am, and I stand for people, and I put people first. I was a Republican, came into the Democratic Party, and got my mother rolling in her grave again, being a state Democratic chairlady in Middlesex County for 25 years. She's very, very proud of me, and I know that. And as Karen said, I'm proud to be a Democrat. I was always a Democrat. I just worked for Republicans while I was in the county, but I am too very proud to be a Democrat. And these last 3 years since coming back to this party, I have proven that I'm ready to fight. I've been a teacher. I know what they're going through. I've been a county and a state employee. I know what they're going through. Again, I've been a taxpayer and know what they're going through. So again, I look forward to working with the locals because as we said outside, some of us talking, we all need to talk for each other because we know people that live in all these new districts and revamping. So we need to use email, we need to use Facebook, and we need to get out the vote because these disgruntled people, nothing against the incumbents, Assemblyman, but we're going to get rid of a few incumbents that don't belong in Trenton anymore. So again, we need to get out the vote. And I am very, very happy that I will be running with Karen Carroll. She's been a friend for 25 years, and she's another proud member of my family.
So I think as a matter of formality, at least we ought to invite Karen up here and make sure she says yes. Come on, Karen.
Come on, Karen.
Judy's going to kill me. I do have to say that the next time I do this, I will remember to bring a stool. So this was totally unexpected. I very, very much appreciate the confidence that you've all expressed, and it'll be an interesting challenge over the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, and we'll see what happens. But thank you again for your support, and we'll take it from one day at a time.
I told her we all knew it was going to happen. She just didn't realize when Councilman Auletta came strolling in like that there was a method to his madness. No offense, Councilman. Actually, Karen, we're excited about this. District 25. All right, I'm going to call Joe DeMarco to the podium. I don't know that he's got any candidates with him, but he's going to nominate the District 25 slate and tell us all about them.
So one of the rumors in the redistricting was they needed to make sure the Democratic powerhouse of Burnsville was taken out of Somerset County. And, so that was what the big holdup was. Rosenthal didn't know what to do with us. So unfortunately, the Burnsville Democratic Party is now part of the 25th. As an elected official, north of 78 as a Democrat, which is rare, I'm proud to nominate Rick Thorne for Senate, George Stafford and Gail Hess for Assembly.
All right, let's see. Anybody else from Burnsville who can second that nomination? Are there any other nominations for the 25th District? All right, can I have a motion to close nominations?
Move.
Okay. All two Burnsville Democrats in favor?
Yes.
Any opposition? Okay, those are our candidates for the 25th District. The 22nd District. I know, okay, we're going to take a nomination. And is any of the, Senator Scutari is not here, Assemblyman Green is not here. I know Assemblywoman Stender is supposed to be here. Mayor Morano, is she here? Okay, where's my executive director? Do we have anyone here from the 22nd District? It's North Plainfield and Greenbrook.
North Plainfield.
Where's, oh, I also saw the chair, but yeah, sure, Nathan, come on up.
He's out there.
Okay, then I'll take Nathan. Nathan, we need a nomination for District 22.
Any idea who I'm nominating?
Yeah, right here.
I don't know any.
You're nominating your incumbents, I hope.
My incumbents.
Yeah, right here.
So I get to nominate myself for this? This is wonderful. Actually, 10 years ago, right about now, I had the pleasure of moving from the 21st District, where I had all Republicans above me, to the 22nd District, where I had all Democrats. And I'm very happy to say that we've been able to maintain that and enlarge that in the 22nd since we moved into that district. It's been a great time. I also know that we have a 21st candidate who's back there and a couple others who are going to make it not matter in 10 years if I get redistricted back into the 21st, because we're going to have Democrats there too. However, I'm here today to nominate, I guess, 3 people.
Yes.
An entire slate for the 22nd District in the state legislature. I'm very happy to nominate Linda Stender, who has been a great friend not only to North Plainfield, but also to myself personally. She's been an amazing assemblywoman. She's been a great candidate for Congress. I'm sure you guys know that I spent a good bit of my time trying to kick Mike Ferguson's tush. Didn't quite pull it off, but we tried. Jerry Green out of Plainfield is one of the most powerful assemblymen out there and does a lot of good for the communities he serves. And Nick Scutari has always been responsive thanks to his chief of staff, who is Skip Diehl, a North Plainfield resident and my good friend, and has been actually one of the leading progressives in the legislature, pushing for medical marijuana and working on the end of the death penalty. So I am very proud to place the 3 names in the nomination: Linda Stender and Jerry Green for Assembly in the 22nd, and Nicholas Scutari for the Senate in the 22nd.
Can we have a second on that nomination?
Second.
Chairman Fagan, thank you. Are there any other nominations for the 22nd District? All right, I have a motion to close nominations. Okay. All in favor of nominating the slate of Senator Scutari, Assemblyman Green, and Assemblywoman Stender, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Anybody want to speak on their behalf? I guess there's no one here for that purpose. Okay.
Can I say something about it?
Absolutely. Sure. Thank you, Assemblyman.
I had the distinct pleasure of continuing serving with Linda Stender, Assemblywoman, and Jerry Green. Jerry Green has been working diligently for the people trying to come up with COA legislation, Coalition of Affordable Housing. And it's very difficult, and I think he's been out there trying to fight for the rights of the minority communities, especially in Plainfield area, other areas. And he used to be in the 17th district before I took over his seat after the redistricting 10 years ago. And Linda Stender has been out there, and she had really campaigned for Congress twice, and she did a fantastic job, and she's constantly fighting for the women's rights. If she were here, she will talk about the funding cuts to the Planned Parenthood, and it's a battle. She's been up front and out in the front and trying to fight for that. I think she's doing a great job. And Senator Scutari has been battling with the governor. I mean, he had the courage to stand up to the governor and hold off a lot of the nominations, because Senate has the ability to have the power to approve the candidates nominated by the governor, and he's been doing that. And also he's been a big champion on working with Senator Lesniak on the death penalty, removing the death penalty moratorium, and trying to eliminate the death penalty in New Jersey altogether. Also, in the case of medical marijuana, he's been upfront. It took a long time to get the legislation, and those people who are suffering from illnesses and they suffer so much pain that the only way they can get any relief is through medical marijuana. And he is the big champion, and the battle was going on still with the rules and all that, but I think he's been working very hard for the people of his district. So I just want to, on their behalf, want to say good things about them, and it's been a great honor serving with them.
It is a good thing we have one resident legislator at least, so we can guarantee that somebody will be here to accept the nomination on their behalf. They actually have formally accepted. They sent letters of intent, so we're pretty sure that if they were here, they'd say thank you and okay. I think that we are going to change the agenda in order to accomplish, so we can get you out of here before midday, certainly. And I'm going to call upon Zenon Christadoulou to report from the nominating committee on our freeholder slate. Just so you know, and Mike Goldberg is going to report from the nominating committee on the legislative slate for the 16th district, which is the one that was most significantly changed. It is the largest part of the county, but he is with one of the candidates at another convention seeking the endorsement of that slate there. He should be here in about 20 minutes. So rather than sitting around doing nothing, I thought we'd get going on the report of the nominating committee with respect to the freeholders. We spent, as you can appreciate, and I think Melanie told you this last year, this committee was made up of all of the regional chairs, the executive committee of the Somerset County Democratic Committee, and I think over the course of 2 months we screened close to 30 people for freeholder, and then starting Sunday we began screening again for the 16th district because of all the changes, and people we had talked to in the first instance were no longer available. So we have searched the county far and wide, and we think the people that Zenon is going to tell you about are the best selections in the county, and we're excited, and we hope after you hear from them you're going to be excited too. Zenon.
Please don't get up. Welcome everyone. First of all, thanks to the junior Auletta for doing such a wonderful job always. Our band leader, our AV expert, he is great. And what a great day it was to wake up this morning. The sun was shining. It looked like for the next 24 hours we have some sunlight. For the next 7 days we have a federal government. It's wonderful. It was a great feeling. And I really want to thank our chairwoman, Peg. You do such a fantastic job on all of our behalf. Thank you very much. And Assemblyman Chivukula, thanks for joining us. You're an ardent supporter of ours and of democratic principles. We greatly appreciate your efforts and your being here today. You know, Peg mentioned earlier about the redistricting map and the importance. And that was a closed box by many accounts that we really didn't know how this process took place. We're happy with the end result, but what you don't know is that it was all done because of Joe Kostecki. Because he travels every day from Ocean County, so he wanted to get something from our district a little closer to home. So Joe, we hope we saved miles on your car and on your tires. Thanks for getting that done for us. It's a great help. Thank you. Look, we all know why we're here. And we all know that today starts a new campaign for all of us. It starts a new effort. And things just, quite frankly, aren't great. The status quo is not working. It's not good for us. It's not good for anyone, not even Republicans. They just don't know it yet. Our ideals are actually better ideals. They'll achieve better results. They'll give us better government. They'll give us a better society and a better life for our kids to enjoy. We as Democrats, particularly in this county, are a force for change. We need to maintain that force. And today it gives me great pleasure to introduce our freeholder candidates. They're wonderful individuals. You'll get to know them. Wes Ifan and Christian Mastandria. It's a great pleasure to have you on our slate. And I'd like to introduce them briefly, but more importantly, Wes and Christian, I'd like to introduce us to you. We are your supporters. We're going to fight for you. We're going to be there for you for the next 6 or 7 months. And when you take office, we're going to be there gleaming with pride. And we thank you from today for all you're about to do. And we'll thank you when you're elected and when you lead our community to a better tomorrow. Christian has been around for a long time. He's an ardent supporter. Anyone who's spoken to him for more than a few minutes knows where his passions lie. I think he's a pretty dedicated Democrat. You'll find out in just a few moments how dedicated he really is. And Wes, you're new to us, but not new to working hard. You've reached great heights in the professional world, and with your education, you're going to take those tools and those talents, and you're going to put them to use with our help, and you're going to achieve great things on behalf of all of us. And it is with great pleasure that I introduce our next freeholders, Wes and Christian.
Thank you, Zenon. So Zenon has placed in nomination the report of the nominating committee, the recommendations that we nominate as our freeholder candidates, Christian Mastandria and Wes Ifan. And is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are there, I missed a step, any other nominations for freeholder? I'm happy to hear that. And with that said, I'm going to invite Christian Mastandrea up to that. And the only reason it takes me a minute is I used to pronounce it Mastandrea, and I just heard him pronounce it, so Mastandrea it is. Come on up here.
I'd like to thank everybody. This is a great honor. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I come from parents who are union people. My father was in pipe fitters who worked in Exxon as a research tech. My mother was CWA. My wife is CWA. I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. I know what it's like when working people are relying on each other and unions for their support. So I come from a long line of Democrats. I'll answer to anything with my name. Mastandrea. The only thing I don't answer to is Republican. I want to introduce myself a little bit to you. I was chairman in Hillsborough in 2000, and I think it was 7, although years are getting a little messed up as time goes by. I ran for Township Committee there. We came close. We didn't quite get over the hump. I really think it's time for a change in Somerset County. I think 30 plus years of Republican domination is enough. This county doesn't deserve that. We've heard a lot of talk recently about the Assembly Republican candidates being disappointed that they're in a competitive district. Well, sorry, competitive races breed better government. The closer we get, the more passionate we get, the better the ideas we exchange with one another in the debate that is supposed to be a campaign. And hopefully this year, now that Somerset County is a crossroads of sort of the New Jersey legislature, there are 6 districts here, we're going to have a real vibrant exchange of ideas. And that's going to come down to this level. Palmer and Zaborowski, it's just time for that exchange to commence. We need to become competitive. We need to do that for our up-ticket candidates, our down-ticket candidates. It benefits us. It benefits this county. I grew up in New Jersey. I was a product of public education in this state. I went to school in upstate New York. I went to law school at William and Mary. I went overseas, studied for a year at the University of Edinburgh, and had an advanced degree in international law. And I practice in Middlesex County, but a lot of my practice also encompasses Somerset. So I'm familiar with the challenges that are faced in the state and in this county. I'm really looking forward to working with everybody in the towns. The nice thing about a freeholder race is I'm going to get to meet everybody in Branchburg, in Bridgewater, in Bound Brook, in all of the towns. And that's not just so that I can tell you what I'm interested in doing, but it's also to hear from all of you about what you would like to see happen in county government, how it can be more responsive and more effective for your towns and your communities. So again, I thank you very much for this honor. I'm really kind of humbled by it. I worked very hard, and I really would like to start by asking you for your support as we commence this race. Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite his running mate, Wes Ifan, to come to the microphone.
I'm definitely very proud to accept the nomination, and I am humbled, as Christian had pointed out. This is a great and tremendous opportunity. I definitely thank Chairwoman Schaffer for believing that I have what it takes to also be a part of this process. Just to give you a little bit about myself, I grew up in Piscataway, New Jersey. Went through that entire school system, Arbor, Quibbletown, Piscataway High School. I was a proud Super Chief Marching Band trumpet player. So my roots are here in New Jersey. I moved to Hillsborough in 2001, and I'm currently in Manville as of 2006. So, through and through, I'm Somerset County. My parents have roots in this community as well. And I'm just looking forward to being able to contribute to the debate, contribute to the discussions that are going to go on. People ask me, why would I get involved now? I'm 30 years of age, and the question I had to ask myself is, what are the issues that we're really facing right now? In the midst of all of this, with our governor barreling down on unions and our teachers and police officers, what are some of the things that I'm passionate about? Well, I have a lot of friends who are teachers. One who I spoke with about 2 weeks ago, who lost his job in Perth Amboy public school system because they had to get rid of some more teachers because of funding. I know a lot of police officers who work in Hillsborough who are also worried about what's going to happen with their own futures, with their pensions, with everything that they have worked so hard for. So I said that if the time wasn't now, then when would I do it? So I'm very proud to step forth, put my foot into the water, actually just jump in completely, and really try to see what I can do to help make a difference. I look forward to meeting everybody as well in each district, and just going to town campaigning. I've heard a lot of people talk about how fun it is. I'm really excited about the next 6 to 7 months. I know that's going to be a tough summer for me because I work professionally at Chase Bank as a branch manager. I'm going to be opening up a branch in Branchburg. And so that takes place June 30th, and I know that between that and campaigning, I'm going to have a pretty full slate this summer. But nonetheless, I am going to work as hard as I can for everybody that is here and for those who I will be meeting along the way. So I do thank you for the nomination, and just take care, and I'll be talking to a lot of you very soon.
This music is almost enough to make all of us want to run for office, right?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.